Hi, welcome. This is a clean machine, so a clean installation of the latest build of ArcoLinux version 20.4.7. These days we need to type sysinfo, which is the nicest graphical way to show the version number. This is gonna be my personal setup, so it's not necessary, but I do advise you to take a look at it, what it brings, what I do after every clean installation. I do run a particular set of scripts. So it's up to you to decide whether you like this workflow, basically, because that's the only thing it is. It's a kind of workflow. Maybe you like it and you say, I'm gonna make my own URL after every clean installation. I'm gonna type something else, of course, another URL, and I'm at version 6. So Arco Get Started 6 is the way how I set up things afterwards. It's linked to Dropbox. There is a file in there and it's an tar.gz. I'm gonna download this one. And for me, this is gonna be to take a look at the code again and update it, because every time I release a monthly ISO, I'll need to update my Get Started stuff. Since I have a lot of Getups, I'm gonna download everything from Getup. So this is just get all the ArcoLinux Gits if I want to. We have the ArcoLinux, the B, the Calamares stuff, configuration stuff, to build ArcoLinux D, dconf stuff, the desktop, the ISOs, the repos, the wallpapers, and Cardi, and my personal stuff, Eric Dubois, github.com/EricDubois. The logo for Eric, because I need some time to time my logo put in new websites where you log in and so on. So have it handy, it's there. And then the VirtualBox, it's all set up. So I just need to extract it and have a template ready for my VirtualBox. And then there are some scripts, and you can decide what to run and see how I build it and change it the way you like it, right? Because first of all, I think it starts with a name. So you need to change it anyway. You have to go in there and say, look, I'm not Eric Dubois, right? Put in your own name and your own name and email, because of the fact that you need to build packages from time to time, and then you get this error message inside Pacman, and then you don't want to see this error. So just change this and that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is, normally I would run this minimal start thing. So have like this, open terminal, and then you can walk away, right? That's what you should do. Let the computer work for you. Make these scripts, reuse these scripts. In my case, this is Eric Dubois, so I don't need to do anything, but I made a little message for you guys. Fixing packager should have the format, blah, blah. Remember to change the name in the script. So it's a countdown. So you take your time to read what it says. Did you change the name and email address? All right, and then it's off. It gets all the updates in. We have this fix ArcoLinux AppStream data for our PAMAC or PAMAC, yeah, I say it correctly. We have now these icons here because of a downgrade of a particular package, that one, and soon they'll fix it. This flashing thing means that Firefox is now readable in dark screens. I need to change some stuff. Well, no, I don't need to change anything. So it's Google Chrome, and these two guys conflict with each other. So that's a choice. Whether you want to see the videos of Netflix, this one is Netflix, I think. If you want to see them in Vivaldi or in Google Chrome, you need to decide that and then choose the browser and choose the package that comes along with it. So I'm gonna check some of these scripts. Some of these guys can go out, so I'm installing VirtualBox, that's not on the ISO. The Linux headers with it, the VirtualBox host DKMS. We're fixing the icons. Remember the hard code fixer, I'm running that one. Otherwise I have to do it every single time I make a clean install. So this is launched, fix hard-coded icons, and that's the result. Creating some specific things here for screen key, for teaching, personal settings, Special RC personal. So yes, you can use your own aliases, right? You can use any of the aliases you like. and you put it in the bash rc personal. In the bash rc there's a link to this one, and in here I have some other stuff that I like to use. So I even have one more bash rc private, so which takes even further things that I don't want to share on GitHub, right? Run all scripts here, that's a little thing that works. Mirror E is for Eric. So I'm living in Belgium, France, Germany, Luxembourg, Netherlands, GP, so all the neighbor countries. Mirror X is something I am trying out here, so a different kind of approach for reflector. Threads 50, L101, F101, and try that out. Big is an interesting maybe, XPack, so you see what is the biggest application, not yet sourced. So source.bashrc, there you go. What's the biggest one? The biggest one is IntelliJ, EDA, and Xanotic comes then, WPS, only Office Hour, Broughton Linux firmware is actually a big one. I'm surprised to see that big. There's a bit of wine in there, I didn't know that, so now I know. InSync with Bata cursor, actually quite big to have a cursor, but hey, it's a nice one. PyCharm, Skype for Linux, FiberKit, Kraken, Spotify, and so on and so on and so on. With a hard disk of free space of 165, it's still okay. Still a lot of place to, and var may be also interesting. I have 3.5 gigabyte of personal wallpapers, and what I do here is a command var that I say inside config variety conf, I want that to be overwritten, and I want my the code that's in here, the wallpaper, the preferences, this one needs to be InSync apps desktopper. So that's where the 3.5 gigabyte is, and with the var change there, this alias, it's gonna change this link and, well, improve my fun, because at this point in time, probably not right now as such, but when I quit and use variety again, it launches, it reads the config, and then wallpaper selector. It's not popping up. That's strange. So next, I'll do that then. No more wallpapers. Yeah, sure. My mistake. It can't show any wallpapers because InSync is not installed. I do not have any wallpaper at this point in time. So that's next up. Get my stuff here. There is nothing in here, so it can't show you anything. So that's gonna happen later on, because with my my script here, I put a lot of stuff in here, the things I'd like to auto start. So when I reboot, Discord will be there saying, hey, log in. InSync will say, hey, log in. Telegram, same here, but that's the mobile number. And XFC and Conky are normal things. So I want Telegram desktop to be there when I reboot. They will greet me, InSync will ask, hey, what's your password? And then I can use the wallpapers to change. For the rest, there are some fixes in here. This is something I've done. What's this? Oh, that's my keyboard. So I have a Corsair all rainbow kind of lighted thing, and that's the script for it. So that's installed from AUR. Okay. All right, here we are. That's installed. So the Corsair keyboard next Git thing, and it's created a symlink there. So sudo systemctl and enable. And this is key servers. This is something specific for me. I need to tell the system I'm living in Belgium that these should be the key servers. These with these ports, that works for me. You've seen videos about it as well. It's also in our ArcoLinux spice tool. I want to include that in the video because people were asking, how do I get stuff from ArcoLinux on ArcoLinux? It's all in here, guys. Download apps, tell the people, help the people. If you're on ArcoLinux and you want to have the ArcoLinux spices, we call it, the ArcoLinux applications, if you want to have those, there's a little tool for it. That's this. Add and trust ArcoLinux keys. Fix key server connection for step 1. That's basically this. This is the fixed key. It's in a script. I don't need to do everything again and again manually. No, it's in a script. And lastly, fixing glitches in simple screen recorder on an Intel for the computer of Eric Dubois, right? It's my computer. So best to say do nothing and then see what you choose there, because it's gonna write stuff in your etc org. I'm gonna use number 1 since I know it's gonna work for my computer. And if you made a mistake, hear this, right? So this is the one you need to delete. etc x11 xorg.conf 20 Intel conf. That's the one that makes my system beautiful and stable and no glitches and so on, but might screw up your system, right? This was never meant to be on your system. It's meant to be on my system. All right, so that's it. That's what I do. And last thing I'll do is update. Well, not update, is reboot. And maybe you've seen some strange things here. So there are some applications that are open, and that's because of the fact that we can now have, I'm looking actually for, well, for this one, but it's somewhere in here it is, ArcoLinux. So you can have a RSS feed from our website. You could have had that 2 years ago, right? But here's the tool. So RSS, let's try it again. How is it called again? Yeah, it doesn't work with here it is, Live Area. That's the one that's providing me this little overview of what is done, what has been written on ArcoLinux.com. The last 10 articles, I think. We can't drag it a little bit. Here it is, a little bit bigger. ArcoLinux.com. So that's a little icon that's here. And the other one is Octopi, I think it should say, which is a variant of PAMAC. So you can install all those now on the Calamares installer in mid-April. So there you go. That's what I do after an installation. Maybe you should also take a look at what's happened on my system. So Control H. You don't want this. I don't think you want that. Maybe your own thing. That's something else. So these can probably all go, unless you're a builder and you work or you're a beta tester, so you want to follow what's going on. Then of course you can find this. You have these Git fiends, a lot of Git things these days. You do not have to follow it online. You can actually say to Git fiends, hey, let's open a repo and actually go to the repos and follow along what we change in our repos, right? So ArcoLinux ISO, and if there is a folder, and that's a super easy thing to get these things in, just press 1. Why would I make it tedious to work on Linux if you have scripts that can work for you? So these guys, that's how we build our ISO, with these templates, with these GitHubs. That's that. It's down. Now I go to ArcoLinux D. What did we change in ArcoLinux D? Okay, you go and have a look. JLX info is out. Okay, fine. Where is it shown? It's shown here. Escape, escape. Then we did EXO. EXO, what's that? EXO is needed. Okay, EXO is back in. Fine. Shortcut on various desktops. Okay, we need it. Pump version, so a new version. That's probably nothing to see. So just numbering that changes in all 4 of them, right? But you don't do this manually. After all these updates, maybe in the thousands updates during these years, you just run a script to update it and put it online, and so on and so on. So you can follow along in any of our GitHubs how it's done, how the code is changed, and so on. All right, this is me setting up my machine the way I want it, the way I like it. It's not going to be your approach. You need to use or reuse the scripts, make your own Dropbox *GZs, link it on bit.ly.com, and then you're up and running in around 15 minutes, right? It's just then the syncing goes along, the Dropbox sync, the Google sync with InSync, for instance, or others. If you want to know, it's just simple, right? Yay, and then I would type cloud and Google or something, or Google Drive or something with Drive maybe. Cloud Drive. Okay, so here you see some names, Google Drive. I've answered this particular question on the forum. So take a look what's in there. There are more things than InSync, which is paid. But take a look at it. All right, have fun using ArcoLinux, guys. My system is all set up. This is what I do after every clean installation. Cheers.